You can hear me all right, right? Can you hear me? If you're there. I'm just gonna... Hello. There's a lot of you people here. Now, I had originally had a plan of what story I was going to start with. However, I have forgotten every story I had planned, so... Hello. I'm doing well. How are you all doing today? I would say your name if I could read it well. I wish I could go to conventions. I can't yet. I have too much planned. But one day, soon enough, I'm going to have a driver's license and I could just take myself to the convention. My mask is a cat-bat mix, which is why it has such gigantic ears. Yes, I'm a furry. I always get that question in this mask, and I guess that's because most people don't expect furries to look like this. Thank you. I'm from the USA, or in other words, America. Pretty cool that you're from Germany. I mean, a mask is better than no mask, I guess. So do y'all have any questions for me, or do you want me to try and remember a story? Yes, I'm waiting for you to ask questions. This mask took much longer than it would have if I had used a sewing machine. I had the idea to hand stitch the whole thing because at the time I was afraid of sewing machines. So this probably took me like just in time working on it. Like it was spread out, of course, but in time working on it, probably 2 days. And I became a furry because on Pinterest I was looking at Pokemon cosplays and saw a lot of furry stuff when I was very younger. And I thought, that's kind of cool. And then I left it for a while. And then I found YouTube, like, when I was a younger teen. And was just looking at all that stuff and just like, this is pretty cool. I want to do this. And so here I am. I got my Dynamask by ordering it off of Amazon after finding one that wasn't a scam. It was a little expensive, but definitely worth it. This one, I just found at Walmart. Because I was just looking, like, racking my brain, what can I be for Halloween? What am I gonna do for Halloween? And like, I eventually brought it to my mom, and she's like, hey, these scully fursuits look pretty cool. If I find a skull next time I go to Walmart, can I get it? And so here I am with this one, which took a long time to make, but definitely worth it. This is technically a keychain, but I'm using it as an earring. It's a spider. Half the time in my videos I forget to flip it so the spiders are actually facing out, so you see it like this, and you can't tell what it is. But yeah, it's a spider. This right here is Corbin, the leopard gecko. I have it here in case he comes out, but he likes his mansion. Yes, I like Pikachu. Sorry, I'm not gonna give people a shout out just because I don't want to get spammed from people wanting shout outs. Trying to remember the cost of the non-scam Dino Mask is kind of difficult because it was one of those things where I looked at once and it's like, yeah, that's not a scam. Let's go with that. I think it was like $25 to $30. Hi to all people just joining. African fat-tailed geckos are really cute. And I debated one, like if I couldn't find a leopard gecko, I would get one of them. But I also, they have slightly different care. They are really cool. Like, as I said, I set up over here so that if my gecko comes out, you guys can see him. I don't know if he'll come out, though. This mask I didn't get off a website. I just got it at Walmart. Oh, the Therizinosaurus dino masks. You're talking about those ones. Those ones are pretty cool. I almost got that one for my first dino mask. I had a train of thought. It's gone now. Congrats to you. That's a big event for you. I did not make this fur. No, this fur is ordered. It's bought off Amazon as well. I can't quite remember the company, but it's cheaper so the fur can get ratty if you're not taking care of it, but every type of fur will do that. I only have one of the fursuit head, but yeah, I can grab him and show it to you. Just give me a moment. Ta-da! Yep, I have other fursuits. This is the other one. I am more rough with this one than I should be. He's got many chips in his paint. technically both of these need repair now. Like, I can't remember. I think it might be both of these ears that are starting to come off now. So I've seen this happen several times now, so I'm just going to explain it now. Oreo is any gender you choose. Oreo is just Oreo. It's a dinosaur, it doesn't care. The animal in the glass cage thing, I'm not entirely sure what to call him either. Not sure I'd count as a terrarium. Is a leopard gecko. I mean, he's not going that far. I'm sitting on the floor. He's just barely dropping. He's just like here, and now he's on the floor now. I mean, if you can make the best you can out of a scam, that's still pretty good. Put your earrings backwards again. I have 2 dogs. I just don't ever show them. Because I don't want, the obvious comments that are going to happen with having 2 dogs and being a furry. This head, I think, was like just for the mask was probably like $15. It was very cheap. It's very cheaply made. It's actually not all that great. The jaw can open up this far, but getting it to do that is very difficult because my head's too small. Because, Walmart, they do the one-size-fits-all thing. So they make it to the bigger end of things to fit everyone, technically, despite being too big for most people. I can't recommend places for buying furry things, considering that I haven't gotten the chance to buy many furry things. I see a lot of furry things on Etsy, but I'm not sure how good they are because I haven't been able to order any. Pretty much everything I've gotten off of Amazon because I need it cheaper. If stepping out on my back porch counts as outside of my home, yes, I have worn it outside. This one has actually gone public suiting. It was my Halloween costume last year. The fabric I use for the eyes, I don't recommend. But this one came with fabric for the eyes, which is just a jersey mesh fabric. And I tried that for Oreo as well, but he's got too much paint needed for his eyes, so they're very difficult to see out of, which is why I'm not wearing them today. I need to be able to read your comments from here so that I'm not just like this the entire time. It's fine. If you need to go, go. Yes, I can see, and if I can't see, I can always just go and see you that way. Yeah, I'm gonna put my phone on a charger though, because I did not charge it beforehand, and that was not the smartest idea. There we go. Thank you. I do like cats. I used to have 2 cats, and then I moved closer to a relative who's very allergic to cats, like deathly allergic. So we had to give the cats away to other relatives. Yeah, I've heard of buck ram before, and I'm pretty sure that's what most fursuit makers use. And it's probably what I should have used, but I didn't know what it was called at the time. The fur is not sewn or come attached. I glued it on with hot glue. Only thing I've found so far that I'm actually allergic to is a type of medicine called penicillin. Beyond that, I've had no reactions to anything else. And as to what website you could buy one dino mask with all the fur attached to it and everything, you can go onto Etsy and buy on a commission, but they're very expensive. I do have tails. I'd have to go and grab them too. My favorite food is muffins. And I guess I can go grab the tails to show you guys real quick. But that'd be difficult to fit in frame. I can't pick a favorite animal normally. I just pick all of the birds. Every one of them. I love them all. This is Oreo's tail, which is bigger than it always looks in video because you always see it like this and you just see it wag. But it's actually this big. And this is Shortcake's tail, which was my first ever tail. Although it looks good, it's terrible quality. Like, terrible. The end bit here is just hot glued on. Way too much hot glue. I don't know if you missed anything. I've just been answering questions this whole thing. Have a nice day too. See ya. I can't pick a favorite song because my music taste changes way too frequently. Thank you everyone giving me compliments and stuff. I did not expect so many compliments. Bye. Good people going. I'm still gonna be here. I know I had stories to talk about when I had nothing to talk about, like right now, but I can't remember. I think dragon puppets are pretty cool. I was thinking about trying to make one myself, but I'd spend way too much time on it. I can't pick a favorite between these two. These two are almost my children compared to my actual child. But this one's definitely easier to wear. My favorite animal is any type of bird. Yes, I know what FNAF is. I don't play FNAF a whole lot myself because I don't really like horror games that much. But my sister plays FNAF. And she likes watching playthroughs of horror games all the time and stuff, so she tells me about it. Thank you, but I don't think my channel is all that underrated anymore, considering there's now somewhere around 7,000 of you all. My time is somewhere around noon. Bye to the people leaving. There's cheats on in FNAF. I might have to try that. Fun fact, actually, my second child is back here too. My axolotl that few of you know about. This is an earring. Technically a keychain, but I use it as an earring. Because it's fun to have a dangly thing. And this one I can see very well. I'm not sure how I did that, but I can see very well. This one, the sight is terrible. I can barely see. Like, I have a wide field of vision like I have in this one, but there's so much paint that I can barely see. I think the only problem with this one is that her ears are so big they're barely visible more than half the time. Just because, like, giant ears. Pretty sure they add a foot onto my height if you measure in American feet and inches. This mask is a little heavy. The ears make it top heavy. If I look too far forward, it falls down. If I look too far up, the mouth opens. Welcome back. And hello to the person who says they joined late. There's no joining late on here. I'm just talking about random stuff. I would put on Oreo, but he's generally harder to breathe and see in, so I'm not going to put him on for this live stream. Like this guy, I can just do this, and I can automatically breathe better. It looks a little crazy, but I can breathe better.
Hey, Kraken, can I ask you a question?
What do you want, sister?
Do you have the keys for the things outside?
No, I don't have the keys for the barn. You'll have to look for them.
Do you know where they were last seen?
No. I know Mom had them.
Do you think there's a chance she actually took them with her?
You'll have to text her.
Alright, I'm going to go and do that. Have fun streaming. I'll see you forgot the paper. I grabbed paper.
I can eat my hand, yes. The teeth are actually kind of sharp though, so I don't like to do that. If you guys asked any questions while I was talking to my sister, I did not see it. Okay. I became a furry because I liked cosplay, and I thought it looked really cool. And like I always think, everyone's a person, so why would you cosplay as a person? You're already a person. That's just kind of boring. I am not Therian or Otherkin, I'm just a furry. I do actually hear really good in this mask. I'm not sure how it works, but yeah. Maybe it has something to do with the gigantic ears. My gecko's name is Corbin. I don't have any other masks I'm working on. Technically, I'm working on making him legs. I actually plan on modifying this one to cut out the nose bridge here that I kind of hate. So that it's just basically a little triangle and closer to real skulls than whatever it has going on here that makes it look like an orc thing. I hear pretty well in Oreo as well. I think it's because the fur isn't all that thick, so I can hear through it just fine. Despite popular belief, Oreo is not deaf because she doesn't have ears. She has ears. They're just like chicken ears. I found the furry fandom through Pokemon cosplay. I was trying to find Lucario costumes as a child. Found Pokemon cosplays on Pinterest. And then from there, went to furries. By Dragons. That's the only part of your name I can read. I saw the question above that, and then my brain forgot the question above that. How much did fur cost? Okay. Fur costed... I can't remember, because I wasn't the one buying the fur. I think it was, like... I know it was towards the expensive side. Like, fur fabric is one of the more expensive parts of fursuits. Especially if you're getting good quality stuff. And this wasn't even necessarily the best quality stuff out there. Has it come out yet? No. Do y'all want to hear the story of how I ended up getting Corbin? This mask is named Shortcake. I have 2 pets that are personally mine, 4 pets if I include the family pets. I'm not going to count barn animals. There's way too many chickens for that. Alright. Story of how I got my lovely child, Corbin. I had already planned on getting a leopard gecko for quite a while. And, so I had already gotten pretty much all the stuff I needed, and I hadn't set it up yet. Oh my goodness. Aster, hello! I didn't expect to see you here. I'm in the middle of telling a story of how I ended up getting my leopard gecko. So, I was going to local pet store to get dog food with my mom, and I was looking at the reptiles they had at the time, because they oftentimes don't have reptiles, but today they had a little leopard gecko who looked like he was the runt of his, whatever you would call it, litter, I guess, I don't know. And he was like in the middle of shedding. He looked really kind of ugly at the time. And I asked the store associate if I could hold him because I had been planning on getting one. And so I wanted to hold one just to see what it was like because it seemed so cute. And just note, I did a ton of research beforehand. Make sure to research your pets before you get them. They take more care than you would think. Especially reptiles and amphibians like salamanders. Anyways, so the store associate let me hold Corbin. And he was like, be careful, this one likes to run around a lot. So she sets him down in my hand, and all he does is sit there and lick my hand and like give me kisses. And just sat there. It just loved me. Just like, oh my gosh. And it was so cute. And so my mom was like, well, do you want to get that one? So it's like, I can't really say no to that face. I technically have all the stuff. I just need to get it set up. So I put him on hold, set up the stuff, went back, picked him up, and brought him home. He needed a little special care at the start because he had a bunch of stuck shed on his feet. So he needed like little warm baths to get that unstuck and softened. And then here we are today, I can't remember how old he is now. I think he's a year old now. Or at least I've had him for a year. I have way too many pictures of him. He eats dubia roaches. I don't know what kind of thing you have to say for the message to get redacted by YouTube. I can't remember how old my dogs are. I was told yesterday and I can't remember. I think they're 6 and 7. I have 2 dogs, a leopard gecko, an axolotl, and then several chickens and ducks. And we're building a dog fence. We're like in the process of it so that we can get a 3rd dog. Except for that, the dog fence is mostly for 1 dog because he likes to run off. Hello to the people joining, bye to the people leaving. I'm good. How are you? I could also tell you guys a story of how I got Fenrir, my axolotl. She's much older. She's around 6 or 7. Her story's a little bit more boring though. Thank you, Esther. I love your content too, by the way. Bye to the people who have to leave. Alright. Now, story of how I got Fenrir, which I was a lot younger at the time. Oxalots can live to be around 20, which is why it's something you definitely want to do your research for because they are not a small commitment. Same with leopard geckos, they also can live to be 20. So how I got my axolotl Fenrir was actually more of my parents trying to deflect me off of the idea of a chameleon. Because at the time I was obsessed with wanting to have one, and I was a lot younger, so I would not have been able to take care of one properly. And I tried to do research, but none of it was good research, and I wasn't actually committed. Yeah, you spelled it right. Technically, an axolotl can coexist with a cat, but can be testy. Depends on how much your cat is committed to trying to fish it out. So yeah, at the time, my mom was trying as slowly as possible to get me chameleon stuff, as slowly as she could manage. And then her friend, who had a pair of axolotls, those two had eggs, and her friend was like, well, that was not the plan at all. So now he had over 100 something axolotl babies and eggs that he now needed to find a way to sell and get rid of. So I actually had 2 axolotls at the time because my mom went, oh, this is the opportunity. This is technically an easier pet to care for. Hey, do you want this thing that kind of looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon? Because that's what I was obsessed with at the time. And of course, little Kimmy went, yes, I would love that. So I ended up with 2 little eggs. One of them, when it hatched, ended up in the filter, survived, and there's a reason I don't have them today, but I'll get to that. So I had the 2, Fenrir, and the second one's name was Dragon. And they're both a mix of the melanistic axolotls, like the blackish blue ones, or the completely black blue-ish ones, and then wild type, which is more brown colored. And so I had those 2 for a while. Raising them was difficult because they were smaller than a pencil lead. That's how small they were when they hatched. Alright, chores come first. Make sure to do your work. See ya. Anyways. I'm trying to think of how to continue this story. Basically, they were getting close to adulthood. Now, we had to have a split tank for the 2 of them because Dragon was a male and Fenrir is a female. They're also siblings, but they don't understand that, so don't need that happening. That, and also, after a female lays eggs, she will most often die. So technically, neither of Fenrir's parents is alive anymore. Not because of old age, but just because they're kind of weird. I don't remember exactly how it works, but like they have eggs and then they die. So yeah, I had Fenrir and Dragon for a while. It's kind of funny. They had like opposite personalities, which is the reason why I still have Fenrir today, but I don't have Dragon. Fenrir is chill with everything. She can handle everything. Lab vacuums, doesn't care. No stress. Nothing. Does not care. Dragon would freak out every time. He could not handle everything being so loud all the time, so he was always stressed. And how you can tell if an axolotl is stressed is like they have their frills and like they keep it back all the time. But if they're stressed, they curl them into a C.
Hey, Kraken.
Leave me be, sister. I'm in the middle of a story.
And I'm in the middle of washing off paint.
Personal problems. Anyways, axolotls, when they get stressed, curl their gill things into a C shape. So Dragon was almost doing that all the time. Fenrir almost never did that. I've only actually seen her do it once in the 6 or 7 years I've had her.
Anyways.
So eventually, my grandmother knew someone who kept a lot of exotic pets and had a lot quieter of a house. And so we gave Dragon away to them because he would be a lot happier with them. And he is. I've gotten updates about him and he's doing a lot happier. He likes to watch the fish in the tank next to him swim around. And I still have Fenrir because she's chill with everything. The only problem with that though is that I started feeding her live night crawlers and now that is the only thing she will eat. I can try to give her axolotl carnivore pellets foods. She won't eat them. It has to be alive. Or she has to be extremely hungry. So that's just my suggestion to you. If you are squeamish by worms, don't try to feed them worms. Just don't give them the option. Hello. You're probably confused why I'm talking about worms. It's because let's talk about my axolotl. She only eats worms. It doesn't matter that you join late. You can join anytime. I have many pets. Alright, so do y'all have any more questions you want to ask me? Because my brain has run out of stories again that I could actually share. Bye, Hognose Potato. Have a good day. I'm feeling pretty good right now. This mask doesn't actually get too warm, which is really nice. My pets' names. I have Corbin over there, Fenrir up there, and upstairs I have my 2 dogs, Truman and Scotty. I saw questions appear. I just need to find them again. I don't really wear my masks in public all that often, or really ever. Oreo has never gone public shooting. Shortcake, the one I'm wearing right now, has on Halloween as a Halloween costume. Oreo will be going on Halloween this year. So I guess you guys can say hi if you see me, but I live in kind of a small town area, so I doubt you'll see me. I have not answered that yet. The kinds of dogs I have, one of them is a purebred collie, and the other one is a Basset Beagle mix. Welcome back, Aster. Do you have any questions for me? Because I am running out of stuff to talk about. It's fine. I love all fan art. I don't care how bad you think it looks, I love it anyways. I've been thinking about like doing a tutorial on how to draw these two, but I'm just like, oh, that might sound too self-centered. Thank you. It is not just me taking care of them, although I only take care of these two. And Fenrir is only difficult to take care of when I have to do a partial water exchange, because that takes hours upon hours, because she has a gigantic tank. I think last clean out I did a Fenrir, it took me 5 hours. How long it takes for me to make a head depends on what I'm doing to it. This one took a lot longer because of the gigantic ears. Oreo took a similar amount of time because he was more complicated fur pattern. Bye to the people leaving. Like this one, I literally could not figure out how to make a head pattern because like I can't remember what I was gonna say. Right, the head pattern. The pattern was difficult to make because I don't have a mannequin head. I just had to make it up as I went along. I had this old Halloween hood for like a Plague Doctor costume I had done the year before, and I went, oh yeah, I can use that to make a pattern, which also means her hood is way oversized. And then the pink was Mad Lib. I did not plan on that originally. She was originally going to have stripes, but I like this better anyway, so. Happy birthday to you. Awesome. I hear a lot of people saying nowadays that they're inspired by me, and I'm like, yay for you. I'm not sure how to feel about that because I'm a very introverted person, So I'm not used to people being like, oh yeah, you're an awesome person. And then it's like, thank you, I guess. I'm not used to receiving compliments. And I'm still not used to it. Do y'all have any more questions? Because, like, if not, I could start, like, talking about future events I might have planned for my channel. But I don't know yet. Because, really, I'm just kind of making this whole thing up as I go along. Or if y'all don't really have any more questions, I might end the stream here because we've been going for almost an hour now. And I think an hour is long enough time for a stream. Or maybe my internet's finally died and it's not showing me comments anymore. I don't know which. Either I'm frozen or you guys are. Okay. Okay, looks like the comments are loading now. And you have fun too, Esther. Hopefully, patterning your ears aren't going to be nearly as difficult as it was for me trying to pattern these monstrosities. I think for my plan for future fursuits, I'm going to alternate doing the ones with ears and the ones with small ears.
Why is this on?
Brother, because I am live streaming and I needed all the lights I could get in this dark corner.
Oh, that's why.
I can dust my half of the room, don't worry about it.
Okay. Continue your post.
As I was saying earlier, since I made this one with giant ears, Oreo with no ears, next one I make is going to be
Small ears.
Big ears.
Why?
Brother, this is a Q&A for them, not for you. I'm making big ears because I like big ears.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm a leader now. I'm a leader.
Like, part of me wants to order a skull dog mask because I have a skull dog I want to make. Then the other part of me is like, no, no, no. You should make an actual fursuit head base, and I can't decide. Well, my brother's leaving. And he just tried to turn out the lights. That's why the lights changing. I wonder if I turn this on if it would make any difference. Slightly. The slightest amount. That light's mostly orange, though. It's actually a crystal, which is kind of cool. I guess you can tell me something, just like make it appropriate and not too much about, you know, like where you live. Don't be telling me your address or anything. Yeah, go on ahead. I haven't really watched any new movies lately. I've been planning on it and then I never did. Like, I haven't even watched the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse thing. That's how sheltered I am in movies right now. I think the last movie I watched was Venom and, you know, his fighting Carnage and that stuff. I think that was the last new movie I watched. Also, it's cool that all your dogs are mixes. Mixes always tend to be healthier than purebreds. Because, you know, humans really have a tendency of screwing up things. And we especially screwed up purebreds. Those poor animals. Like, pugs get so many lung issues. Even my collie, Scotty, he's got a condition called collie eye. His eyes are smaller than they should be. I could bring out Corbin for you all to see. I'm not sure he'd like the mask, but we can find out. It's been a while since he's come out anyways. Like, he tends to be pretty friendly, but he doesn't like being taken out all too much. He likes to explore, though, so might just take him out against his will anyways. Because he's the type of gecko who's like, no, I don't want to be held, and then you're holding him and he's like, you know what? This is okay. Hello. Part of Quinny's roach army. If I bring out Corbin, I'm gonna end the stream. Like, I'll have him out for a little bit and then I'll end the stream so that I can take off my mask and actually properly hang out with him. So do you guys want me to bring out Corbin? Because either way, I'm planning on ending the stream soon because it's been an hour. One of my favorite YouTubers is for sure Nettling. So yeah. Please. Say hello to the folks. This is Corbin, everyone. If you guys start talking, he'll look at the screen because you'll see the things pop up. Unless my internet went out again while I was grabbing him. Eh. Will you calm down for like 5 minutes? The people love you. Do you see that? So you don't need to jump off my arm like some little skydiver. Here, do you want to say bye to everyone, Corbin? In some way that's not trying to jump off my arm? Bye, everyone. I don't know if you'll actually say bye or anything. But you got to see him being cute. Bye.